Well, hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing better than I've been doing. I wanted to just get in here and just throw a quick video together. Now, the purpose to this video, and this video is mostly going to be for the second channel, but I'm going to air the first part of it on the main channel so that everyone knows what's been going on, and also to talk about what's in this box here. But the wife and I both came down with COVID about 3 weeks ago. We both have been in pretty sad shape. It worked on us this time, and I won't say it was like the last time I had it. This time it was mostly head, chest, plus I have asthma, so that really did work on it. But the main thing was no energy, felt like doing nothing, taking vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, this and that. But we're pretty much basically over the most part of it. We both still have, some congestion and cough and this and that. But, that's how it goes. We've had 25 or 26 people out over the last month just at work with COVID. So, yeah, be careful out there, guys. We have no idea where we picked it up at. We haven't been going anywhere, just working back. And when my wife works at, she's there for days in by herself, for several days, and not that many people in and out. But we're getting better. We'll get over that. Anyway, next thing I wanted to talk about was, I got this package the other day, and I really didn't bother getting into it until I was getting a little better here. And then the other day I opened it up, and as you can see, it's got Amazon tape on it. Lord of the Rings of Power box, Prime Video. So I guess, I don't know if it's an Amazon box or not. But this was shipped to me, a drop shipped to me, and had no return address other than the Amazon, and no note. Don't know who it was sent from. It just showed up, and here it is. And then when I opened it up, started looking at it, then that really blew my mind, because I really can't figure out who would have sent this in. So let's open it up and let you take a look what's in it. Okay, and the first thing, I've got this little package here, and inside this package are 2 packs of carbide inserts. And let's see if there's a thing on it. These are the X002PZBYBX, and these are the same inserts that I use on the mini lathe. I just think mine's a different brand than what these are, but yeah, it's 2 packs, 10 in each pack, 20 of them of inserts. And that is what really blew my mind, because I've been wanting to get some videos out here in the shop on machining and the lathe restoration and this and that, but just haven't been able to get anything done. And somebody knew what type of inserts to send me, and even came with a spare tool to remove the screw. When you go to mount it, that just screws right on. So that was kind of interesting to see that. And like I say, I don't know who sent this, but I appreciate it. I really do. It's amazing just what, you know, the way people are. I had the kindness of the heart to send stuff in. Got another small box in here. Set this tool back up here. And there's 2 items in here. 400R50-22 and an R8 7/16 spindle. And as you can see, there's another one of them tools, just bigger. They got little Torx heads on them. But yes, this is a spindle. And then you can see it's R8 tapered 7/16 bolt. And it's got 2 dogs on it which are removable. And then inside of the yellow container we have a 50mm shell mill with indexable carbide inserts in it. And this stuff is brand new. Screw this bolt out. It fits right on there. Pick her up. And there we go. That's 50mm. Yep, dead on 50mm. Carbide insert shell mill with R8 taper. That's pretty nice. I've been wanted this for squaring up stock in the mill, and there's one gave to me. Alright, so we got one more item in here. And this says R8-2 7/16 20 UNC. And we'll open this up. And what you see here is a pack of Allen wrenches. And it is a boring bar with an R8 taper spindle. And you got 2 1/2-inch holes, one in the center, one's just offset, and you have the hole that comes straight out the side. But what this is for is boring holes, if you're not familiar with this. You know, you can take a 1/2-inch drill bit and drill a hole. It's not really 1/2-inch. If the drill bit's worn, it's going to be under. If the drill bit's new, you got any wobble or anything in it, it's going to be bigger than 1/2-inch. And then you got different size boring bars. There's 9 boring bars here. So you can actually put the boring bar in there, set the angle the right way, tighten it down, and as you're boring a hole, you loosen these 3 screws and you turn this dial to however much you want to take off at a time, like 1,000ths or 2,000ths or whatever. Tighten it back up and go back to boring. And a lot of times when you use something like this, you need a DRO or some kind of way to center this over the already hole that you done drilled. But there's ways around that too without having a DRO. In fact, I have a DRO coming. ordered it over a month ago, and it's supposed to be here sometime next week. But this is another very needed tool here in the shop, and that should work on the little mill with no problems. And you know, again, the thing that really gets me is that whoever sent this knew that I needed an R8 taper for the mill. These supposed to this arbor supposed to unscrew from the head, and I'm pretty sure this one does also. But yeah, that's a very nice tool, and there's several different boring bars, and you see this is brazed carbide on these boring boards, so they ought to last pretty good while, and they're all protected with some heat shrink plastic on them. Have a couple little small stubby ones. So very nice. These work out real good on the milling machine. So again, I don't know who sent this in, but I want to thank you. Very generous, nice gift. Will be well used. Maybe somebody's trying to tell me to start getting some videos up on the garage channel. So that's what I need to do here in the future. Winter time's coming. Several projects I didn't get done this summer. One of them was to get the old Massey Harris pony back in here and get back to work on it. No time. Just haven't been able to get to it or touch anything on that. I wanted to get back on the AM2 transmitter that we started building. You know, and all this stuff with COVID come up and things got pulled away to this and that. But we're gonna, sometime over the winter, we'll get back on that too. You know, stuff like that are good winter projects. During the summertime, getting in the shop and doing stuff is hard because, you know, you got other things got to be do, maintenance around the house, grass, this and that. Just takes up a lot of time, and before you know it, you know, the whole summer's gone, and here it is now, September, so it's almost out of here. But we got a lot of work in the shop to do. I got a bunch of stuff that I'm trying to work on. I'm working on the Yaesu 101, doing a alignment video on that. That's going to take a couple more weeks to get all that done. For a little bit of time I got doing it, and we'll be getting those videos up. I got several pieces of equipment that I'm going to work on. One thing is installing some stabilizers in a Swan receiver, a VFO stabilizer, and I got another Drake that I need to work on. I want to do some videos on that. So we'll be getting all that up here and going before long. So a couple of weeks ago I took the mini mill off the bench over there and built its own bench for it to sit on, and it's all steel. It's just got some plywood backing on the sides just to use the bottom of it as a cabinet to put stuff. And like I said, I do have a DRO coming for it that I'm going to be installing to it, and there's going to be several mods that I'm going to do to this mill. You know, you can say what you want and call it Chinese junk or whatever, but I'm going to be honest with you, like my little mini lathe, I love it. It works great. I finally did get the, you know, the big lathe to take on some bigger stuff to do, but you know, I cannot complain. The mill, the lathe does what exactly it's supposed to do, and it does a good job at it. And yes, I did a lot of modifications to it. The same thing with the little Harbor Freight Chinese milling machine. Yes, they have problems, but there's a way to work around these problems. And one of the things is up here in the top of it, where you got the motor into the spindle, and there's also a transmission that's got plastic gears inside. But one of the problems that I've had is breaking that gear inside, and this is exactly what I'm talking about here. As you can see, these gears got broke completely in two. There's several of them there. This one here, you can see the teeth got stripped off of it. Now this is one that was 3D printed, that I 3D printed myself, and it worked okay. But you can see what happened. The keyway sheared out on the inside of it. So if you don't put it through too hard of a metal, you know, it'll get by. But these 3D printed ones doesn't last as long. I even ordered one off of eBay that somebody supposed to had 3D printed with some better filament. It didn't last much longer than what the ones I printed with did. And you can see there's another one that this is one of the first ones I 3D printed, and I didn't get the infill right. I think I had it like at 70% infill. It didn't last no time. These are at 99% infill, so they're pretty solid. But what is causing this? What's making it break these gears? Like I said, these are the original gears, and I've ordered some from, I think 10 of them from Little Machine Shop. Wasn't that much, like 13 bucks for 10 of them, I believe it was. I have to go back and look. But the reason that these are breaking, I'll show you. Okay, so one of the other issues with this mill is the head. I'll unlock it, and you see how far that fell? Yeah, that causes a big problem, especially if you're using something like a fly cutter. If you got the thing running, you get ready to make a cut, and you go to unlock the head, and it falls down, that crashes that fly cutter right into your work and sacrifices that gear up here. Now, Little Machine Shop has a kit. It's a gas spring that goes down into the column and bolts, and then attaches to the head, and that will stabilize this. It'll pretty much stay wherever you put it at. One of the other problems is when you got this locked down, you dial in your depth of cut, you lock it, you make your cut, this thing's vibrated, moved a lot. When you go to unlock it, this head will drop a few thousandths of an inch, and you didn't know that. So then you go and you dial in 10 thousandths or something. You got that 10 thousandths plus how much that head dropped. And then when you lock it down and you go into your part, the fly cutter crashed, you know, it crashes right into the work, locks it up, takes your gear out. It's another crazy thing about this, but the gas spring conversion kit will take care of that. In fact, after this video, I'm going to be uploading this video on the second channel, and I'm going to show my quick fix for this, and it does work. I'm not going to say it's as good as the gas spring, but it will save you some problems until you decide to order that gas. That gas spring kit's about 80 bucks in shipping, so you know, but you can do this mod, and I'm going to show after this video over on the other channel. So another issue that you have with this mill that's got to be addressed is this shaft that goes through here, spline, and it lines up with the rack on the back of the column here. So if I lock the head down See how much that handle moves? Now the head's not moving, the head's locked. But that shows you the backlash that's in this drive system here going to the rack. Now there is some backlash in this rod that goes through here because it's got a little union in the middle, and there's some play in that union. It's not a whole lot, but it's a little bit. Now I put about, I think it's 10 or 12 thousandths shim behind the rack, which brought it out into the this other shaft, and that took a lot of that took half of it out. So I need to pull this rack back out and put another shim in it and see if that will take more of this out. But again, you know, the problem is when you're doing this and you loosen up the head, you dial in your depth of cut, you lock the head, you run across it, it vibrates. When you go and unlock it, it drops a few thousandths of an inch, and then when you dial in your depth of cut and lock it, crash the head. That's got to be taken care of and fixed. So one of the other problems that's on here is that this whole column moves. You can't really see nothing right this minute, but if I run this down, I'll put this dial indicator. This is another mod I did. This is a temporary DRO for the Z-axis. So if I bring this down, let's bring it up here at 0. Okay, I got the camera on the dial indicator, and all I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna grab the head, I'm gonna reach back here to the column, and I'm gonna pull. That's about 3.5 thousandths. Also, if I take it and I push, that's about 2 thousandths. If I go to the side and push, about 1.5 thousandths. Let me go to the other side. About the same thing. So this is not a fixed column machine. It's got a big bolt that runs through it into this bracket here. And you see the back of the bolt and the nut sticking out here. So you can tilt this column left or right at about 45 degrees. And so the only thing that's holding this column is this big bolt and this big washer. Now, to take care of this, what I plan to do is have a 1-inch plate cut that's going to go between this mount and the bottom of the mill, and it's going to be about the size of this rack here. I think it's like 15 inches, but it's going to stick on out the back even further too. And then I'm going to have some 1-inch plate cut that's going to come up the back here, and then it's going to be triangles on the side, and the triangles coming out the back, and then weld all that together. Then the piece that goes at the back, I'm going to bolt the column to it, and that should really take a lot of that play in that column out. Now I won't be able to tilt it back and forth, but I don't care about that. I don't need to tilt it. I need it to be vertical. And if I got something that I need to mill, I can always put use angle gauges or whatever to get my angle that I need to mill something. So that will take care of that give in that column. So anyway, guys, that's just some of the issues that the little Harbor Freight mini mill has. You know, I've been saying I was going to get a review done on this, but just haven't been able to get to it. And I just want to go ahead and get this video up and let everybody know what's going on and this and that. But I mean, for the money, I use Bridgeport about $2,500 is what I'm seeing, and then you got to drive several hundred miles and have it shipped, you know, truck back. So you know, I got lucky with the big McKay blade. It was not that far away, and I got it at a real good price. Had to do a lot of work to it, but you know, one day I'll find a bigger milling machine if I get lucky, and that will replace this one. But to the time being, this one does just about everything I want to do. The only thing you got to remember when you got these little hobby grade mills is that you got to use good tooling. And if you're going to be milling steel or stainless or whatever, don't spend money on this stuff. These nitrate coated end mills are okay for aluminum, plastic. You can do some cast iron with it and some light steel, but no, you got to I mean, I think this box of end mills like $70, 20 pieces. If you really want to do some good milling, we're looking at end mills that are $25, $35 a piece. And as long as you got good end mills like that, it will do the job. So guys, you know, like I said, one of the biggest problems with this mill is the head dropping under its own weight. They have this little spring on here, and it just isn't heavy enough to hold it up on its own. And the more you use it, it seems like, you know, the worse it gets. So I did something to mine, and it works a lot better, which I reversed it just for this video because it only takes a moment to do. And I'll show you exactly what I've done to mine. If you got one, you can do the same thing, and it should help you out a whole lot. Alright, so what we're going to do is take, look right here, there's a stud that's screwed into this boss. Go ahead and loosen it up. Hold down on this here and you can screw it out. Don't let go of it. Remember now, this is under spring tension. And also make sure your head is locked. Let off of it, and you can see about the angle of this arm here when you let go of it. It goes up to about the 1 o'clock position. Now I'll remove this nut. Be careful, there's a washer right here, and there's also a washer behind it right here. Take that off. Now set this thing up, and you can pull this arm out. You have to play with it. And also, again, be careful, there's a little key in there. You don't want to lose that key. In fact, I'm going to turn this so that it's straight up. Now here you can see the spring, and that spring is what holds this head up. I'm going to remove this key so we don't lose it, and then I'm going to pull this spring out, and you can see this just the back of the spring is straight, and all it does is go through this piece and into the column. Now on the other side, there is a collar that we need to take off. So here is this collar, and that's that whole shaft that goes through. It takes a 2.5 millimeter Allen head, stick it in there, loosen that up, and pull that right off. Now with that out, you can pull this whole thing out. And we'll set that right up here. Now this is held on by 3 Phillips head countersunk screws. So I'll go ahead and remove that. Okay, and that's what it looks like when it's moved. You can see the 3 Phillips head counter screws that went in. And originally this spring would go into this hole here. And what I did was, this is the collar I was telling you about, and you see the holes in the back. That's the original hole where this spring came through it and into the column. And all I did was indexed it around. Same measurement between these 2 holes. I'll go in between these 2 holes and I drilled this out. So now the spring will go into that hole. And what this has done is rotated this spring around. So instead of being in this position with the end of the spring up here that goes into the arm, the spring is now over here. So once you drill the hole, just mount this back up, take your center finder, stick in there, give it a little tap, and then you can drill out the column just like I've done here. So that's the original hole, that's the new hole. Okay, so I got this mounted back on. We'll put our shaft back through. And we'll take our spring. That's the new hole. You can see this is all the way around here now. Okay, I went ahead and put the collar back on the other side. Now we can put our keyway back in. Now we'll line up the key and the spring, and you can see exactly how where this is at now. Remember before it was at the 1 o'clock position. Now it's over here at the 9 o'clock position. And I got to pull this back off and stick this back on, which ain't no problem. Now we'll put this back in. There we go. Put our washer back on. Line this plate back up. This washer back on. Snug that down. Now you can really feel more resistance than what we were feeling when we took this off. You got just about note now we moved this a quarter turn around from where it used to be. Alright, tighten that back up. Alright, so now when we unlock the head, you see the head did not drop. Doesn't drop at all. Stays exactly what you stop it at. So that gave it, you know, more force holding it up to keep it from falling, just by that simple little modification. And I still think using the gas spring is the best idea. Like I say, I done this a few weeks ago, and it's working out real good. I don't see any problems with it yet, but you know, it's a start. If you don't want to spend the 80 bucks, all you got to do is just take it apart, and drill one hole through both pieces, and that will take care of most of your problems. Okay, I got a piece of material here, some kind of steel. Have no idea what it is. I'm going to put one parallel at the back. Set this up. Put a piece of round stock here on the front. This way we know it'll square to one side. That'll be tapped. Lock that down. Shell mill up. Lock it down. I want to run this just about all the way down, but not quite. Alright, I got the transmission in low speed. Run the mill up. What I'm going to do is take a piece of paper, put the string in, bring it down to it. Takes it out. Bring them down. Bring it down about 15,000. Lock it. And that did a very nice finish on that. Nice and smooth. And what you would do at this point is take it out, deburr the edges, stick it back in with this up against the fixed jaw, put your wire back in to hold it, tap it back in, and then mill this side. And then you would do that one more time using the wire and mill this side. Then when you turn it over, you can do away with the wire, because now you have three perfectly square sides, and then you would mill out the other side. But yes, that shell mill does a great job. I really like that. Real happy with the finish on it too. Probably should have run it a little bit faster speed. I was running it a little bit slow, but the first time using it, I just want to get an idea of how it was doing, and it did real well. Alright guys, that was about a 25,000 depth of cut. Had it in high speed and turned the RPM on up, and decent finish. You can see the tooling marks in it, but you can't feel it. It's completely slick. That looks nice. So guys, I'm real happy with the way that modification on the spring arm over there works. As you can see, I was able to dial in exactly what I want and took it right off. And let's get the dial indicator and put on there before we unlock the head and see if it drops any. Okay, I got the dial indicator set up, and I'll unlock the quill. It may have moved a tenth, so yeah, that really helped out a lot. You don't have to worry about crashing your tool now just by doing that little modification. Now you know you can tighten the gibs up on the head. That's what around here. But then, you know, when you do that, then it makes it harder for this head to go up and down, and it makes it harder to turn it on the dial. But that did okay. I'm tickled with that. Guys, there you go. Like I say, it's about a 30 minute modification. It's not hard at all. Just you know, get your hole lined up when you go through the bell, bolt it back on, either transfer punch, mark the column, drill the column, branch the spring, you know, put it all back together, and Bob's your uncle. It really works very well. And like before, you know, this thing could drop as much as 25-50 thousandths. And then you go dial in another 15-20 thousandths, then you know you're gonna crash your tool. But by doing that, if you don't want to spend that 80 bucks, that's an alternative for you. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed that. There'll be more videos coming soon. We're gonna be doing some more modifications to this mill, and now that I got everything out here set up like I want it, we can get out here and do some other milling jobs and do some videos on. I'm going to go ahead and start getting the lathe videos for the McCabe Made in 1985. We'll start posting some videos soon on it. So if you haven't checked out the other channel, the Radio Shop, I'll leave a link down in the description box below. Just click on the Show More tab, and you'll be able to follow those links to the other channel. And we'll get some more stuff up here and going. So thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. This channel needs all the help we can get. And hit that like button. That helps a whole lot too. So take care, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye now.